Mic check. Mic check. Everybody's checking. Has anybody seen Mike? Anybody seen Mike? Mike? How you doing, guys? What exactly makes a beetle, Moses? That's a great question. Mike Ichik. Oh my god, we got Sefco in the chat. It's poppin'. Amazing artist. Mike Check, Opal Chick. Shout out. How's everybody doing? How are we all tonight? Daylight savings? New time? Same time, but how's everybody feeling tonight? I got a very good drawing for us to work on today. Saw the new Puss in Boots movie was as good as people were saying. That movie's amazing. That movie is seriously good. I went to go see it. It was the same thing because I kept hearing everybody giving it such good reviews. And I was like, I never even saw the first one. I don't even know. I think there's more than one. I think there's more than that. There might be like two of them. Didn't see any of them. And then I went to go see this Puss in Boots movie, and it was amazing. Animation looked amazing. Story was great. You gotta love just like a 90-minute movie, like in and out. You know what I mean? Really, really good. What else did I just see? I really want to see this new Scream movie because I've been hearing that one was good. Cannot wait for Shrek 5. I know. I don't think I saw Shrek 3 or 4, honestly. But the first two are amazing. I mean, all right, what do you guys think? Should we just jump right into here? Where's my... Oh, I gotta find my test drawing. Oh, here it is. Okay. I got a good drawing for us. Tight 90, as they call it in the biz. That's real. All right, guys. Jump scare warning. We're switching a main. We're switching a main. Jump scare. I saw Cocaine Bear a few days ago. I heard that was pretty good too. Eek! Watch out! Oh my god! Oh my god! What's going on, guys? Anybody new in the chat today? I gotta check every time we jump in if there's some new people. Obviously, I love seeing everybody who like shows up to all these classes. But I gotta make sure that I'm reaching a new little audience. So if there's any first timers, just let me know. Alright. I got a very cute, cool little drawing. Oh, first time. What up? Ari, hey. RP Jeff, hey. Sean Shart, first drawing. Whoa. Gotta expand the reach. I'm having so much fun. I was seeing some people on Twitter post, like some big time streamers. They were all at the Streamer Awards last night. And I was like, I can't believe you guys didn't invite me. Just kidding. But that would be kind of cool, honestly. Some of those guys are great. I want to bring some new people on the stream also. Like, I know that like a very popular thing is to bring like do collaborative streams. Whoops. And I found this very cool app or platform called Magma Studio. I had never heard of it, but one of my friends told me about it. Actually, it was my mod was the one that told me about it. Drawfia is live, so everyone is over there. Oh, okay, that's cool too. I was checking out Magma Studio. I made a little account. Haven't fully figured it out yet, but I know that it's like you can draw at the same time on a canvas with other people. Maybe Drawfia is the same. But I thought it would be really fun to bring people on, even obviously not like draw like artists, but just other people to draw like together, play some like drawing games, so to speak. The Yellow Swag collab is obviously that he will probably be my first guest on here just because I have him on speed dial. Aliot, first stream, really excited, very excited that you're here. I have a cool drawing for us to work on today. I think it's going to be good. It's like another good one that's, I think, happy medium, where you guys are going to be really happy with the final product. It's not too complicated, but I think you'll also be like, if you're not an artist, if you've never drawn before, or if you're sort of just figuring it out, I think you're going to be happy with how this one comes out. I think you'll be impressed. I'm going to show you the drawing. All right? So get your piece of paper ready and your pen. Okay? I drew a pretty good the tick earlier. What did you draw? Which stream was that? This is what we're going to draw today. It's a bear, and he's sipping on some honey. And there's some bees flying around him. But he's going like... like... sipping on it like a straw. I thought it was a funny face. Oh, you mean on your own? That's great. There's a site called Jackbox that's Twitch Interactive. Yeah, I mean, Jackbox, obviously, I'm familiar with. We play that in our Discord chat, the Cold Cuts Discord. If you guys are not a member of the Patreon, all tier levels, you get access to the Cold Cuts Patreon. That's the collab that I have with me and Yolo Swag Studios. You get early access to Beetle Comics, early access to Yolo Swag Comics, bonus episodes of the podcast, bonus comics that never get posted anywhere else. And you also get added to the Discord, which we play. Honestly, we've been playing Jackbox almost like once a week. Like we'll usually just find a day that the most people can do it, and we'll jump on the voice chat and all play Jackbox together. And Gardic Phone. So those are some really fun, like drawing games to play with a group. Big Seep. But we're gonna draw this. I know some of you guys don't draw along, you just listen, but that's okay too. But if you do want to draw along, I'd love if you jumped in. All you need is a pen and paper. All right. Hello, Angie. All right. What do you guys think? Start this one up. I was having some weird technical difficulties with my tablet earlier, honestly. I don't know what was happening. It, like, all my icons moved over onto my tablet, and I just could not figure out. Let's see. Hello, Nigel P. Jr. is here. Oh, yeah. This was a suggestion. This was a suggestion from the audience. Shout out. All right. It's very funny. Thought it came out cute. Does everybody have their pen and paper? Are you ready to do this? We're going to draw it this way, and I'm going to plot everything. Oh, almost forgot. Some of you guys are first-timers, but you guys who are not first-timers, you know what it is. All right. First-time drawers. Check it out. Before we start, it's probably time for me to make a nicer version of this. I kind of made this on the fly, and I still love the guy, but I think maybe I could make this look a little cleaner, but it's almost a little iconic. Yeah, I did hit record. We are recording. These are the Beetle commandments. Okay? If it's your first time here, all right, play Minecraft right now. Oh, playing Minecraft right now, but I'm a first timer to your stream. I love that you're now teaching. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Do Beetle holding the 10 commandments, but that guy is still on. Yeah, I can't lose the guy. Need the guy. Yeah, if you're playing Minecraft, that's okay. You can just listen in. We're going to do 2 drawings today. That's what we usually do. So we will definitely... Yeah, you guys like the new icon? It only took like 5 weeks for Twitch to finally approve the dang thing. But anyway, this is the bottom line. All right, these are the commandments. Number 1, don't be too hard on yourself. We are drawing for fun. This is just for funsies. All right. When you post your drawing afterwards to Twitter, which I love that you guys have been doing, it's great. It's free advertising for me, which is awesome because I think it attracts more people to the stream. But also, you guys have just been following along really well, which is incredible. The drawings have been so good. I love some of you guys have been putting like, you know, your own little twists on it, which is all just hilarious. It's great. The whole thing is great. But the bottom line is that when you send me your drawings, if you post them, anything like that, I don't want to hear mine sucks, I suck at drawing, all this stuff, because it's not helpful, it's not constructive, right? We're just doing this for fun. If you draw it and you're really not happy with how it came out, you can message me, right? If you're too shy to even post it, you can just DM me the thing. I do get a lot of DMs, so I can't always respond right away. But if you send it my way and you're like, hey, I drew this and I'm not really happy with how it came out, I need some constructive criticism, some feedback, I will gladly give you some criticism. But it's all part of the process. If you're a first-time drawer, everybody draws for the first time at some point. Okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. Number 2. Go at your own pace. I'm going to draw this really slow. This is what we're drawing if you're just jumping in now. It's a little honey bear. All right. We're going to draw really slow, but if I'm going too fast, if I breeze through something every once in a while, I'm going a little too quickly, I'm watching the chat, all right? So if you need me to do something again, just let me know in the chat, and we'll go back. I'll do it again really slow. All right, but I'm gonna go at a good pace, so I think that you guys will be able to follow along, and you have been following along. And number 3, try new things. That's how you get better. So like we were just hearing, I forgot who said it, but somebody was just saying that they were really happy with the drawing that they did that wasn't on the stream. That's great. This stream is just the first piece. If you really want to get into drawing or making comics or anything like that, you absolutely should. It's fulfilling, it's fun, it's good for your brain, it's relaxing, it's therapeutic, all the above. But you also should be doing it on your own time, and you shouldn't be afraid to draw things that you've never drawn before, right? Don't just keep drawing. You ever have that one friend, no offense to this person if you were that kid, but that one friend in like elementary school, they were like, oh my god, they're an amazing artist because they knew how to draw this flower. But then you kind of realize like, they only know how to draw this flower because they only draw the flower over and over and over again in like the exact same way. They may, maybe they're an amazing flower drawer, but you're not going to get to be a better artist if you don't try new things. You're not going to build your confidence, right? So always try new things. You shouldn't let it deter you. Let's get it popping. All right. I've been following you on Twitter. That's what brought me here tonight. Excited to see people's work. Hell yeah. Hi, everyone. Gargulade. All right. Let's get started. It's going to be easy. I'm going to quick block it out just so you can get an idea, but we're going to start with the head and the face, which will be about here. Ears, right? Big body, big fat body. Foot, all right? The other foot will be around here. Holding the beehive. Arm. Other arm. Face. Okay. It's going to look like this, roughly. So when you're drawing, it's always better to draw things a little small so you don't run out of room. Do I draw with a mouse? No, I have a stylus tablet here. I'll show it in a sec. This is my tablet. It's an XP pen, which they graciously gave to me to do a little review for them. They were awesome. I put some stickers on the back here from my buddies online, other amazing artists. I should shout them out, right? Real quick, I'll just run through it. This is Rory Blank. This is Dodenclo. This is Miles David. And this, sorry, I'm like backwards. This is Blackened _ Pages, and this is Uncle Doomer. All great artists or designers, really funny, really talented guys. Remember to support your artist friends, all right? Because of these streams, I have been drawing a lot more. I've been drawing stuff from the streams by hand, and I'm even trying, usually scuffing faces, but I'm trying. That's great. That's great. The first few times you draw something, like you'll notice even now, and this always ends up happening, is like the drawing that I do here for the sample isn't even as good as the one that I do on here because it's my second time drawing it, right? Practice, practice, practice. Even that one time is going to make it a little bit better. So keep going. That's great. Just got to make room, a little elbow room. All right. Let's start with this. Let me think. Where did I start here? The meteor getting hit. Oh, the meteor getting the dinosaur in the head was hilarious. Thanks. Yeah, I really like that one too. Okay, we're going to start with this. This is the mouth of the bear. Straight line, diagonal, down, kind of like that. Little sort of upside down heart shape for the lips. Just like a 3, basically. Straight line. 3. And then another straight line going up. What do you think? Should I zoom in? Whoops. Wrong tool. There we go. Okay. We're going to make his little nose, which is just a rounded triangle. You can even color it in. I usually like to make a line and then color in one side. It just gives it a little shine, a little extra dimension. I just jumped in the stream and thought you were drawing genitals for a second. Maybe we are. I've never drawn the same thing twice before. So would doing so count as trying new things? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's saying we're early today. No. It's guys, time change. There was a time change. Remember? It's 8 o'clock. I don't make the rules, guys. It's 8 o'clock now. Alright, now we're going to make these two eyes, which we just use. And if you're just jumping in, we're really just starting, so you could absolutely hop in. This is all we've done so far. And then I give him those little SpongeBob eyelashes. Just like that. Kind of gives him a little extra attitude. Alright. Up here, we're going to do an ear. I'll make that a little bigger, honestly. Alright. Other ear is over here. Give it a little room. I've never drawn anything the same thing twice. Would doing so count as trying new things? Yeah, I think that's trying something new. Basically, the trying new thing, you don't have to try something new every single time. You should practice some stuff. But you shouldn't deter, you shouldn't be like, oh, this drawing has a dragon in it, and I've never drawn a dragon before, and I really don't want it to come out shitty, so I'm just going to draw something else. No, you should just draw it, and let it come out shitty the first time. Let it come out shitty the first, 100 times, honestly. If you're drawing enough, you can't draw something badly 100 times in a row. Probably somewhere around the 15th to 20th time, you'll be like, oh wow, this looks really good. So I just did that, by the way. A little curved line. M for a little sprout of hair. Curved line. So inspirational. It is true though. It is true. In the ear, we're going to make another U shape, smaller, like that. And in this one too, U shape. And then little line, little fuzzies, line to connect. Do I have any young Beetle art around? Probably have some stuff from not that long ago. Let's see. Almost forgot. What'd you almost forget? Wait, I did have something. I found this page of doodles on a notebook from probably, it's not that young, but this is probably from 2013, so it's about 10 years old. Just random drawings of people and skeletons and I don't know what I was even doing here, but just all kinds of random. See that? I was drawing these kind of shapes. Time to catch up at hyperspeed. Don't worry, we just started. Damn, I wish it wasn't 1 a.m. here last stream. We've ended at 4 a.m. and I was dead at work. Jeez, man. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just stay for the first drawing. I don't know, do I have any other, These are my paintings, which I haven't done. I honestly haven't even really done a painting since I started the Beetle Moses thing. But I did this sort of selfie with a cardboard thing on it. But that's just acrylic paint on a canvas. See? Whoops, almost dropped it. Too cool stream to draw just one, your fault. Thank you. And this is my painting. This is a basketball player, Jimmy Butler. He's on the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat suck this year. But I painted this back when they didn't suck. But yeah, that's all acrylic paint. Acrylic paint. Right here. Haven't done a painting in a long time. Almost a year, probably. So it's really time. Did I go to school for art? No. And you don't have to either. Your paintings are dope as hell. Thank you. I did not go to school for art. I kind of wish that I went to school for art because I'd probably be a hell of a lot better, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Show Bob Dylan. I have an unfinished painting of Bob Dylan. This is less than a year old, I guess, but it's not done. It's like halfway done. I got a lot more like color blocking to do, but it's a young Bob Dylan. What's that? They take me a long time. They are like... Painting is especially therapeutic. I mean, drawing is fun, but... Painting is great. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, the... What do you call it? Whoops. The beard or the hair around the bear here. You want it to... actually, should we do this yet? You know what? We'll come back to this, I think. Zoom out. Whoops. Wrong tool. We're actually going to do the straw next here. Mr. Zimmerman got in trouble for plagiarizing some of his paintings, allegedly. How does that work? Alright, ready? We're going to start with a little, his finger, just a small curvy U, little hot dog shape type thing. Remember, if you haven't been on the streams before, actually, there's a couple pieces of advice I want to share if you've never watched a stream before. One, and I talk about this almost every time, when you are trying to draw a hand, or in this case, a paw, there is always a cheat code to draw it easier. I know hands are like the thing that a lot of artists do not like to draw because they're really complicated. But once you learn, like, I mean, there's really only maybe 4 or 5 like primary ways that a hand can be shaped really in a cartoon, and then they're just like at different angles maybe, but there's always an easier way to do it than you think. In this case, we started with a U. All right, and the other thing that I like to tell you guys is also when you're drawing along, take a second to look at your drawing. All right, don't just be blindly like watching my drawing and not looking at your paper. When I draw something, your drawing is going to come out just naturally. It's going to be slightly different. So you should take a moment and look at your drawing and think, okay, how did Beetle do this? All right, let me analyze it for a sec. How did he do this? How am I going to fit that shape onto mine? What's going to look best for me to do it? It might look slightly different. It might fit in a different way, but like just analyze your paper. If you take that split second to look at your drawing and just be like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, it's going to look better in the end. Your advice on drawing hands was helped me so much at drawing hands. It's great. Honestly, the advice is just like, dude, kind of just muddle your way through, honestly. Look, we're going to make this slight curve. All right, give yourself room because we're going to put a couple like fingers here, but I'm going to show you how. Slight curve, that's the base of his palm. Okay, it's this like the fatty part of his palm. There's a C shape, which comes up like that. See that? C shape. Actually, just cheat code doesn't really say anything, but it is somehow helpful. It's just because like people think you need to study. Look here, I'm making another sort of curvy C, just like that. Just 2 C's in a row. That's it. People think that you need to like study hands or do a whole like book on like, oh, how do I draw hands? But especially in cartooning, it's really not necessary. And you figure out as you go, like, oh, this is how to draw. And honestly, what helps is watching or looking at other cartoons, you know, watching how to draw hands. Not how to draw hands. I'm saying, like, if you watch an episode of SpongeBob and he has his fist up, right? His fist is going to look something like this. That's not a very good drawing, but that is a bit, I mean, look, how it's just curve, bump, curve, curve, bump. when you look at little cartoons like that, it actually does kind of help you get an idea. Oh wait, that's actually easy. That's not like a whole. It's not like a whole thing. It's just a couple lines, a couple curves, and then you'll just have it in your memory bank. Honestly, you draw something 1 or 2 times, and you're gonna be able to just pull it out. So look, I made this kind of like curve for the other side of his hand. And then this J shape up to here, just a little thing. Or just grab your fave comic and draw a bunch of random hands from there. It's true. It's true, but it doesn't even have to be exact. You just think about like, oh, how does this look? You know, you don't really learn how to draw cartoon hands that much, honestly, I think from drawing like real hand anatomy. You know? Look, this is just a bunch of bumps and lines. That's it. Curve, bump, bump. 3 J shapes, curve, another curve. Don't draw that. That's not part of the drawing. Whoops. All right, we're gonna make the little straw. So just straight lines. Make it bendy. So 2 more straight lines. Curve at the bottom to close it up. And then just visualize your drawing. They're gonna be underlapping and overlapping, right, with some of the hand bits here. But it's just gonna be ovals, C shapes and ovals. So oval, see that? But see how I just didn't, I'm basically just drawing this shape, but the hand is covering this bit, so I'm only drawing the bit that shows. Right? Oval. Second oval, this one's a little bit bigger, right? Because we're making the beehive. So the general shape is actually like this, right? And we're drawing, first we drew the small circle, now here's the bigger one. Third one's gonna be the largest, and then it'll get smaller again. But I like drawing them not like this, but like this, because it gives it a little bit more dimension. It's more interesting to look at. We're actually, before we draw the next circle, we're actually going to draw the other hand, which is holding the thing. All right? Which it's going to follow a similar curve to this bit of the oval. Just give yourself a little bit of room. And it's that J shape. Curve and back. Curve and back. Curve and back. And then just C, senor. C. CC's Pizza. How are we doing so far? Move on to the next thing. That place sucks. I haven't been there in so long. CC's Pizza. What do they even have there? Why do cartoon beehives look like that? It's a great question, but it's just what translates at this point. You're so used to looking at Winnie the Pooh. CC's Buffet slapped in college. All right, we're making another circle or oval shape. So we went oval, oval, bigger oval. Hello, I'm late. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do a second drawing. We're also really not that far along this one. If you feel comfortable, if you want to catch up, we've only done this. Ready? another oval. This one's a little smaller. And then in this bit, this is the beehive part. You're just going to make a little U, right? Make that on the third ring. A little U shape. Give it a little dimension by making another line across the side like that. See how I'm doing that? And then color this side in. That gives it that beehive look. And then, sticking out of the top here, little curve. See, I made a stem. That's the stem. You guys can see, right? Yeah. And you can even make a little leaf, like you just pulled it off of the branch. Color that in. And then the straw, you can put some curved lines going up and across. And now this part, I would say, if you're actually going to color, you don't have to color them in black, but I would say, like, you know, you can do, I would say red, right, or blue and white. Looks pretty good. Okay, now let's move back up for a second. This is where we're at. Is everybody with me? We good? Good? Yes? Okay. The general shape here, alright, we're picturing... Trying to so charming, bear with us. Thank you, thank you. The general shape is kind of a heart almost, right? Because it's gonna come out to about here, but we want to give it a furry appearance, which means drawing that line kind of in a zigzag motion. All right. So I'm drawing. This is the general curve. But as I'm going down, I'm going boop, back up, down, boop, back up, down, boop, back up, and so on. You can actually even take breaks when you get to the bottom here, right? It doesn't even have to connect. Even give it a little V. That's just the fur. And same on the other side. We're going to do the same general shape. Down, back up, down, back up, down, back up, down, to about there. You got the Lisa Simpson haircut. That's right. And we're going to do the same, that same curve, that almost lightning bolt look, right? That, whoops. That same thing. I would say bring it from about here, right? Just above where his, right? Think about if this is where the mouth ends. I would say you want this to be where the next line begins that I'm about to draw, right? Just like a little bit up, just a hair up. This is where the shoulder is. We're going to draw a curve that comes all the way down like there. So let me redo that. The general shape is that we're drawing all the way down from his shoulder to his wrist. But that is not a very exciting line. So as I go down, I'm making those little zigzag. And then you can even break it up, right? And look, now the zags are going the other way because the fur is going the other way. You can get kind of creative with it. Looking good? Let's see, how much room do I have at the bottom? Oh, perfect. All right. We're just going to draw his little feet, his legs and feet now, all right? So coming up here, under his elbow is where his knee is going to come up. So the shape of the leg is going to look like that, basically, right? This curve is going to go up and meet where his elbow's at. Just about, right? Just about, like there. And remember, take a minute, right? Don't just look at mine and not examine your own artwork, right? Take a second, think like, okay, how am I going to fit the leg into here? Where do I want this is the back, right? The top part of his leg. Where do I want that to go? This is going to be the front part of the leg. So space it out. Think about it, right? It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Think about what's going to look best on your drawing. All right. I'm gonna pop an Altoid. I have this very bad taste in my mouth right now. Hope you guys don't mind. Yo, tonight gonna be a movie. All right. Now, can we get one? Here you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Here. Take one. There's cinnamon. There you go. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but kind of. You guys needed one. All right. This curve's coming down. See that? It's the front part of his leg. Right? His shin. And then his foot, I'm basically just making, visualize this, right in the middle of where this curve would go is where the back of his heel is going to begin. But because it's kind of a chubby leg, it's started all the way down here. It's just a C shape sort of curve, right? Comes up to a toe. See that? Curve into a toe. And then it's the same deal. C, C's, pizza. And then, let's see, how did I do this? He's got a big, furry belly. Which comes up to about there. Oh my god, that was a spicy Altoid. And we're going to draw the other foot, which is going to come, give yourself a little room. And about like a third of the way up on at least where my belly line is, right? This is what I also mean when I'm talking about looking at your own drawing. Your beehive may be in a slightly different position, or it might be larger, or it might be smaller, right? It might look a little different than mine. So you don't have to focus so much on where I'm connecting my lines. Just get the general idea so that you know where to put, like, okay, this is where it kind of should be. And you want the foot to end up roughly on the same plane as the bottom foot. Mine, in this case, is going to start right about here. Make a little curve. Another curve. And a final curve. Bring it back to around there. His knee kind of comes up like there. Okay. And now we want to make the other arm, which is more of this fuzzy shape. And it connects to his hand. Just like that. What do you think? Do we have the new emotes? Channel Emotes. I don't think I can see mine from OBS. Yeah, there it is. I was trying to send that, but I don't know if I can send it in OBS. Yeah. Alright, and then his little butt. We're going to make another. Can't even kind of come up this way. Underneath. So that. Basically a C, but I'm just going lightning bolts. Lightning bolts, lightning bolts all the way across. Just to connect from the back of his arm all the way to the heel of his foot. And then I think the only thing we're missing are details here, so we're going to give him these little kind of sassy eyebrows. Some honey drops, like he's really, you know, working that thing. And then up here, if you have any room, I would probably draw some honeybees, which are just circles or ovals, right? With a stripe. Another stripe. Just like that. Little McDonald's arches for wings. Give a little stinger. And another one. You guys know how to draw bumblebees, right? Oh! Daniel Burke subscribed with Prime Gaming. Thank you. Thank you. This drawing is dedicated to you, Daniel. And then this, I'm going to make this B. Going, yo, what the fuck, son? What is some other, thank you, my brother. Oh, Assisi! Subscribed. Oh my god, Hype Train is close. Let's go! Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I love these streams, man. Should I color this in? What do you think? Let's color it in. Alright, while I'm coloring this in, you are goated, my man. Dude, you are goated. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me on my journey to be invited to the Streamer Awards and embarrass everybody. That was funny, though. If you're on Procreate like I am, there's an option for canvas reference so you can see the whole picture while you're zoomed in on doing details. Oh, I'm not on Procreate, but there probably is an option to do that. There probably is an option to do that. Here's the final thing, though. Oh! A trillion billion! Oh my god! Hype Train incoming! A trillion billion! Let's go! Thank you. Thank you so much. Hype Train incoming. Oh my god, Hot Paper in the chat? It's my boy. I came how to learn how to do good comic. Well, okay, you're in luck because we just finished the first drawing. I'm going to be coloring it in. And while we're coloring in this drawing, it's up to you guys to decide what we are going to draw next. So I'm going to be coloring this one in under my new little layer here. Okay. Use my little paintbrush. Going to bed. Just wanted to say hi. No, I understand, Martin. Isn't it like, dude, it's got to be like, what is it? 12,000 o'clock over there for you? I think we live on different sides of the world, of the planet. Enjoy, folks. Dude, if you guys don't follow Hot Paper, you guys are missing out. Dude, super funny. Probably the nicest person I've met online. I've met a lot of nice people, but Martin's just a fucking sweetheart. And his comics are really, really funny. And and actually, he's given me a lot of good guidance on just like navigating The art world on Twitter. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have. For the next drawing, we should do what? Could we draw a rice frying shrimp? It's a bit close to a previous drawing that we did. For the next drawing, we should do the "He Will Never Be Ballin' meme with the cat you drew for the Silence of the Lambs comic. We could draw that. I'm pretty good at drawing that cat. That would be kind of funny, honestly. He will never be ballin'. That would be pretty funny. Cat going for a dunk would go hard. Maybe we will draw that cat creature because he is really fun to draw. And I'm at a point now where I feel like I can draw him pretty much without a reference. Sounds funny and good. POV of the honeybee is funny too. I think we'll do the cat doing the something basket with the basketball. What move should he be doing with the basketball? Should he be dunking or should he be like doing some like, you know? Exactly. He gonna be dunking. Just gonna finish coloring this one in. I'm having fun actually. It's quite relaxing. The post from the NBA logo is pretty funny. I kind of want to see him like crossing somebody up maybe. But we might have to pull up a reference for that. It actually would probably it wouldn't be too easy, but it would probably be good practice for like some cartoon anatomy. You know what I mean? I know we've been talking about doing stuff that's a little bit more like 2 feet on the ground, actual like art class. Because these are, I mean, the value in these drawings that I'm doing with you guys, well, the way I see it, the value of these is to just get your creative juices flowing and to help you feel more comfortable. There's a huge learning curve, right, in drawing. If you've never drawn before, there's a bit of a curve in just when you pick up the pen or pencil for the first time. You have to kind of like familiarize yourself with that feeling and get more confident. But it would probably be a good idea to like draw something that's, you know, oh, sorry, I just missed a whole bunch of stuff. He already had some basketball sneakers on. That's true. I'm using a brown colored pencil. That's good. Any advice for learning to draw like combat action sequences? Basically, I'm not, honestly, that's another one where like there's this happy medium that you find, and I'm certainly not an authority on drawing like combat action. That's something that is like something I've been practicing a bit, you know, more and more. Like I would like to get better at that. Because that's some complicated anatomy, right? We're getting into like territory that's like a bit more involved, really dynamic poses, you know, things like that. I think actually this little basketball thing would be maybe a good practice for something like that. So we are going to do that. Hang in there, poster, but the cat is dunking and holding onto the rim. Ding, 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 ding. Daniel Burke, '07. That is the second massive W you have taken tonight. Because we are going to draw that, and you are also subscribed to my Twitch channel. Had to get to the top of the Empire State Building so I could take a whole look at this massive W you just gave us. We are going to draw that, the hang in there poster with him hanging off the rim, but we're going to make him like that. All right. My drawing is complete. I like the color. I don't usually get to color these in because I get so distracted. We just move on to the next one. For fight sequences, I use ballet or dance for reference. That's great. I think no, this is the thought that I like didn't get to. Oh, gifted a tier 1 sub, a trillion billion. Let's go, dude! Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. The community grows every passing day. Extremely based. Extremely powerful. All right. This current drawing is complete. I will now make a second drawing. So, whoa! Trillion billion! Thank you so much. Let's go next drawing. If you're not completed coloring that other one in, table it for a time being so we can draw this second one together. And I'm just going to do a quick, I just need to make sure I'm plotting this out. We probably will look at a reference photo for this. I'm going to pull something up. But I just want to get, I'm just doing some basic plotting real quick. Sorry, bear with me for a second, guys. I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing here. I love this face so much. He looks so sad. But he's got to look like, you know, kind of goated. I gotta pull up a photo so we can probably look at like a little reference. This is what I was gonna say that I'd never really like got around to completing my thought, but don't worry. I know this looks a little jacked up. I just need to get an idea for how this is gonna look. Because I also want to see the basketball. Those ain't no cheap shoes. No, these are Jordans. Look, here's the. What the hell? Oh my God! No way! He balling. Oh, Entre News. Subscribe at tier 1. What the hell? Oh my God. I've literally had that stuck in my head all day because I don't know if you guys saw my little like promo post I did. Was the all right, we're gonna draw this vaguely, although I'm not crazy about how this came out. We're gonna edit it slightly. Cat Michael Jordan. Oh my God. Who's that coming off the pick and roll? All right, fresh, making a freshie. Okay, we are gonna draw that. I'm just thinking about how I want to like frame everything. And let's look up just an image of somebody dunking, even though, oh, here's the thought that for, once again, I have not completed my thought. Somebody asked, sorry, I'm forgetting who asked it. I don't want to misname you, but somebody asked about advice on drawing combat. Complicated anatomy motion, right? You want to make it look real. You want to make it look intense. Let's look up Shaq dunking. Images. Oh, literally the first image that shows up is like the exact position that I was trying to get him in. This is it. I'm going to save this so we can pull it up. Okay, Shaq. My advice is basically to look at a reference like we're going to do, but not follow it that closely. And what I mean by that is that you'll find that actually a lot of... Look, it's literally the position I was trying to get him in. But this is actually helpful for me. And which is what I'm trying to get at. Is basically like... You want to not follow it that closely because you're people who I saw this interesting thread on Twitter actually of artists that were kind of like debating or talking about this, and it's an interesting point that you basically, if you follow anatomy too closely when you're cartooning or drawing combat or anything like that, you're like missing out on, you're losing something because you want to see like, you want to see the action, you want to see the movement, and usually you can't express that as well when you draw things too closely to what they look like. So I usually will have something like as a reference like this I'll look at, but I also am like free forming it a little bit because you want the shape of your guys to be not exactly perfect in a way. You know, that advice was kind of like a hack job of how I just explained it, but there's a reason why. Here, this is me throwing shade at some artists. All right, you guys want to hear Sassy Beetle? So you can tell when an artist is like tracing something on their iPad, right? Like smear frames in an animation, perfect example. You can tell when somebody's tracing something on an iPad because it looks somewhat smooth and lifeless. And even though it's like, wow, yeah, that's anatomic, that you got it in one. It looks exactly like fucking Pedro Pascal or whatever. Great job tracing the image and just like shading it on your iPad. Cool. But you're missing out on like a whole what's the point? What's the point of that? You don't want to draw it exactly right. You want it to be slightly different, right? I think that a lot of really good anime is a great example, or like manga, has amazing looking action sequences that are totally not anatomically correct. Or like my mod explained, like smear frames in an animation. Like if the guy is about to punch, they're not going to draw him just like this because that looks lame. They're going to draw his arm kind of like warped, you know, because it looks like he's like, ah. He's not just frozen. That's a lame image. Game animations use stretch and squish for a reason. So in a picture like this, like we're about to draw here, it would be silly to try to trace this or copy it exactly, right? It's great to look at a reference because now I can kind of be like, oh, okay, I'm going to have it pulled up on my computer, so I'm just like framing-wise, I can kind of get an idea of where everything needs to go, what goes in front of the other. But I'm not going to try to keep it so close because you're missing out on a whole thing. There's no action in that. Great picture, by the way. It'd be a great phone background if you were like really into the 2000s Lakers team. Alright, let me shrink this a bit. HD turkey dogs. Hey, we should get Beetle plushies. Yeah, it's another thing for me to do. That would be cool, though. I know I see a lot of people doing the plushie thing, and they would be cute. Would you guys really like that? I'd have to it's like a whole thing I'd have to look into, but it would be kind of cool. I used a reference recently where I followed too close and realized it might have been shopped a little because the fingers looked so long. Yeah, there's no reason in looking that close. I would guess you compress the arms and expand the legs here to make it like stretching the hoop. Yeah, that's probably about right. Oh, it's still peeking in the frame here, I can see. What the hell? Oh my god. No way. Let me see the tongue. I absolutely love that guy. 69 viewers. Let's go. Okay, ready? Here we go. We're going to start with... Let's just frame this out, all right? At the very top, we're going to include the hoop, basketball hoop, like that. Which I'm basically just drawing a rectangle, but it's like it's not perfectly straight, right? It's at an angle, which also gives the shot a little bit of, it's a little more dynamic that way. All right, time to focus. Let's go. All right, next we are just going to draw the basketball. I'm going to draw it right here. It doesn't totally matter where you put it, but say roughly about there. You want it to be kind of in the shot. It's an important thing. What the hell? That is the hoop. Alright. Curved little oval shape right there. The hoop. Alright. Next. Just keep it thin, right? Another circle right around. Same exact shape. That's the rim. Okay. I'm adding a little dimension to my backboard there. Now I'm actually going to draw his face next because I don't want it to be blocked by anything. It's going to be the most important part. I'm going to put his face forward, even though it's a little bit anatomically not how it looks in the drawing. All right. So here's how we can make this shape. All right. It's a little line up. That's where his neck's at. C shape. Little triangle shape for his ear, right? It's okay, he can look a little scrungly, so it doesn't have to be a straight line. Whoa! Flower Giorno! Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, boy! Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. I really do love doing these streams. Are you guys drawing along, or are you just listening? Thank you. Love your art. Thank you. Welcome to the Team Beetle Gang. I was trying to think of a funny name for, you know, the Beetle Gang, but it's just like Beetle Gang just is like the first thing that comes to mind. You guys came up with that. I didn't even say that. I just would like jump in the chat and you guys would be going Beetle Gang, Beetle Gang, Beetle Gang. Beetle Hive is good. It just seems like the most natural thing. Anyway, line, ear going slightly in the other direction. Beetle bus, hive mind. That's good too. And curve back down a little bit. The Beatles. That's good. Okay. Here's how I draw the face of the cat. Alright, his eyes are these ovals. Scrungly looking ovals. Let me zoom in. Red bottoms. And then the whole point of making him look sad is like you put these little circles, right? Start with this. Put little circles in the eyes. This was actually a tip that I mentioned on one of the very first streams, that usually if I'm trying to add some dimension to the eyes, I include those circles before I draw anything else, because it just adds that like little shine. Makes it look like they're dewy-eyed or something, like glossy-eyed. But in this case, it kind of just makes them look sad. Right? Scrungly little triangle nose. And then the mouth is this curve up. I know it looks like he's smiling, but what's funny is that like there's this weird thing that when you draw it, this one curve over a little bit. When you add these like lines around his eyes, little lines, it becomes clear that he's like not smiling really. That he's actually kind of sad. He's just a scrunkly little guy. You can add those little V's for like fur. And then the basketball, by the way, tip on just drawing a basketball, just sort of the easy way. When you have the circle, it's this hourglass shape, so it's a curve going in and a curve going the other way. And then it's a plus sign, but you want the plus to also be curving. I don't really love how that came out, actually. Let's just make that one a little bit more straight. That's a basketball. Is it perfect? Not really. But you can tell it's a basketball. And that's what is important. Alright, let me zoom out here for a sec. Hell yeah, I've got an alien looking cat. Alright, this one. We are now going to draw his arm behind the basketball here. Here's what you want to do. Up top. Bump, bump, bump. That's his hand. Now if you have room, now your ball may be, again, remember where your ball is located might be different than where mine is located. So if it's not exactly here, just think about how this is going to, I'm basically drawing his thumb, which is it's a J and a curve back. But actually, it's basically an S shape. See that? This is the back of his hand. But now if your ball is somewhere else, the general thing, here's the rim of the hoop, all right? You're drawing S shape and just the back of the hand, just like that. So if your ball's down here and the hand is not covered like mine is, just draw this. How we looking? Good? Okay enough to continue? That's all that matters. Doesn't have to be perfect. None of the, look how the other great thing about drawing scrungly little guys like this is that it really does not have to be perfect. Because look what we're going to do here. It's not going to be an anatomically correct. Wait a sec. It's not going to be anatomically correct. I'm making these two curvy lines. And a shoulder. So they can be as skinny as you want. Two curvy lines, but just make sure you get that little shoulder in there to connect the whole thing. This cat's got skills. All right. Let's move this down a little bit. Oh, we got plenty of room. I'm gonna just stick figure block out what the rest of it's gonna look like. Here's one foot, right? It's like the hip. Here's the other foot. I'm cheating with the Shaq drawing. His arm's gonna be like here. All right, so I think actually the arm. Well, actually no. I think this leg is gonna be the next thing we draw. But just think about how this is the general shape. Usually before, by the way, when I'm drawing not like this, like not digital, even sometimes if I'm drawing digital, honestly, if I'm drawing people, I do this first. I block out the stick figure thing. And what a lot of people forget to do when they're blocking things out on stick figure, here's a little like pro tip. When people draw stick figures, and they draw like this, or even like this is not a good anatomical reference. Whenever you draw stick figures, all right, if you're going to use it, because then what I usually do is in pencil, I'll do this and then draw the actual action over it. So in this case, like if I was drawing this guy, I would have what I just drew, these lines in pencil, and then I would draw, okay, here's this foot is here, right? And I'm adding like the meat on the bones basically. And then I would erase the pencil. But that gives me the general skeleton, right, of what it needs to look like. Here's my pro tip. All right, if you're doing that, if you're using people to block out your drawings, don't draw them like this, because you're missing out on a really, really important part of the anatomy, which is shoulders and hips. All right, here's your stick body. Hip, shoulders. Because the actual human physique is generally built around what looks like this. All right? And by missing out on the hip and shoulders, you're actually stifling yourself. You're going to forget to block out where the existence and the location of where your shoulders are and your hips are really important when you're drawing your legs. The reason I thought of it is because right here, for example, I needed to think about where the hips are because that's where his little ass is going to go. Right? If I don't include the hips, if he's just like hanging like that, it actually doesn't. Look, I ran out of room. You need the butt. You need the hip, shoulder. Yeah, joints are of course important too, but you'll probably draw those anyway. Don't forget that the body is kind of like an eye. Hips don't lie. Shoulders, however, are less trustworthy. That's true, especially in basketball. Hit him with the... You know what I mean? Like that. All right, ready? Let's draw this foot. We're actually going to draw like a kitty's paw. Which is just like that. Kitty paw. You can even add a little... Well, I guess if you wanted to add shoes, should he be wearing J's? Like shoes? Basketball shoes? Or do you like him wearing just nothing? If you haven't drawn it yet. We could draw him as shoes. But I did just tell you guys to do this, so... Maybe it's for the best. Let the dogs out? Alright, here we are. We're doing it. Too late. If you haven't drawn this yet and you want to draw shoes, feel free to draw shoes. The shoe would basically look like... It's actually... Like a... what would you call that? That's what it looks like. I don't even know what to call that. It's almost like, think about drawing like an 8, but around, and like you're drawing the lines around an 8. That's the bottom of a shoe. Exactly, an 8, but you blow it up big and round. Don't draw them too good now. Can you quickly do another example of a skeleton? Sure, yeah. This is the skeleton. All right, head. Okay. The body is an eye. Just think of it like an eye. Now, generally speaking, if you're drawing a masculine form, you want... I mean, obviously it's going to vary, but this is just like how kind of my like quick thing. In a masculine form that you're going to be drawing, it's generally going to be a top-heavy eye. In a more feminine shape, it's going to be a bottom-heavy eye. But anywhere in the middle is fine too, right? The whole point is that from this shape is where the rest of your limbs are connected to. This is going to give you a better canvas to work with than just this, because no shoulders, no hips, no shoulders. Yeah, peanut shape is the word that I could not think of, the word peanut. Got this? Was this helpful? Beep. Beep. You got it, you got it, you got it. Just think of the I. Think of that I letter. Letter I. And the last thing I'll say about it is basically when I'm drawing that, usually beyond just this, if I really want to get like specific, okay, how is everything gonna look? There's this hourglass shape that happens in the middle. That's okay, I got distracted changing up a bit. That's alright. This is the like the meat part, right? And again, little tip, I'm not a pro on it, but little tip is that in a more feminine physique, that hourglass is slightly, right, higher up. See the difference? There are exceptions, but it does, this, in general, this helps me a lot when I need to draw something. Especially before I'm getting into the details of a drawing. I want to make sure that the blocking works right, and this is how I draw it first. I like using big blocky shapes personally because they help me understand the silhouette of the character better. Absolutely. In fact, in this case, I think what we're going to do is probably use the pro tip that I was talking about the other day. Here, let's draw the bottom of this foot. And we're going to give him some baggy, like, basketball shorts. Because it'll kind of help with, like, anatomy. Or cheat coding anatomy a bit. Little curvy line coming up. tutorial on big muscles sometime. Yeah, do that. I'm not great with like muscle drawings. I can draw them like goofy, you know, like. Bing. Hot men tutorial. Like, I really just know how to draw them like for silly purposes. Really, like if you're looking to draw some like really spicy, like, you know, lewd drawings of guys, I am probably not the best teacher for that. But what I have heard in general is that if you're looking to draw stuff like that, the best way that you can practice is by looking at images of like pinups. I know if you guys know who R. Crumb is, he's a controversial but insanely talented artist who draws women in like a variety of crazy positions, and I know that he uses a lot of pinup drawings like as his source material. If you haven't heard of him and you want to see some like absolutely like bonkers, amazing like cross hatching drawings, he's like literally the OG. He's crazy. Okay. Now we're making a knee. All right, which is this shape. R crumb, yeah. The letter R and then crumb like off of a piece of bread. I love drawing muscles. I got obsessed with it after watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dude, there you go. And that's it. And whenever, you know, if you're good at drawing like anatomy and stuff, you shouldn't let what I'm telling you on this like can we do drawing like taint your personal like what you've learned so far as like drawing the human physique, because there is an amazing talent to it. I am just not trained in that, and I know how to kind of cheat my way through it. So I just made this, by the way, adding a little bit of dimension to the calf by making it not a straight line. It comes up and curves back in. Does everybody have this shape? The actual shape of the knee is really just like a hook, but I kind of just gave it a little curve here, kneecap, curve here, curved in. Do you see what I mean? Just give it a little extra some. Now I am going to draw some basketball shorts. So the way I'm going to do that is basically, and remember, this is kind of the lesson that I was trying to give on my other classes, is that the best thing about drawing baggy clothes is that you don't have to be anatomically accurate. They can be all kinds of different sizes and shapes. So what I'm drawing here is this curvy, baggy shape connecting all the way down to his foot. Curve up top, remember, doesn't have to be perfect. Around the bottom. Side. Just making wiggly lines. This is actually where the bottom of his leg will kind of end. It's like here. This is where his butt is going to be. But we're going to go across. Alright. Line. Baggy. Baggy shapes. See, I'm just making curves. I'm going to make the other leg now, so I'm basically going to go knee up, leg up, in. Make his little foot, which is just 3. Does the cat have a name? Skrunkle. So I made his little foot. Little 3. Curve back. Beautiful name. Just beautiful. Okay. Curve it back up for his little calf. And connect it in there. And now because we finished the leg, it makes it easy to complete the rest of the clothes. Just curve it around. And the last bit is just his other arm, which is going to be hanging around the side here. So long curve. And then his little paw just hanging, which looks kind of funny. Back up. And that's it. Now the only thing, let's see. I would add probably a net. And the way I would do that, it's a little complicated. I don't know if it's really worth it. Before you draw this, kind of makes it a bit busy. I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. Let me see here. Maybe that's the way to do it. That looks pretty good, right? If you want to add a hoop, that's how I would do it. At the very outer point of this rim, curve. Keep it small, try to keep it above the head, and it's okay because nets do move in weird ways when you dunk the basketball. Curve, 3 shapes, and then have it connect to the farthest most point on the other side. Overall net gain. From these points that you drew, when you make that curve, because the general shape is just this, right? From those points, just make a curving line going up, curving line going up to meet the rim. And then I would just make, you want to make them curving around, right? Not straight lines. C shapes around, C shapes around, C shape around, just like that. See how I did that? So it almost looks like the, it's like funny logo to the shorts. I know, I was even thinking, I mean, if you want to, we could even put a jersey on him. I feel like that kind of makes more sense, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Do you want to add that? Just from his, I guess the knee, if this is about how it's drawn, it's just coming from his armpit, curving up over to his shoulder. And over here as well. Just connect that armpit to the shoulder. Oh, if you already added nipples, that's better. And then a U shape connecting one side of the neck to the other. If you've already added nipples, I understand. It's not totally necessary. If you draw it bad, it's okay. They're gonna look different. They don't have. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I like when you guys do like different things anyway. God damn, we all added nips. What should he? Here, this is all I'm gonna add. All right. But you should feel free to add whatever you want. Fun fact, oh yeah, we can add a tail. No NBA player has ever worn the number 69. Dennis Rodman requested and was denied the number 69. Like, way back when. Yeah, if you want to add a tail, make sure to keep it scrunkly. Curvy line. With some... Somebody should sue the NBA for that. That's the tail. But you can fit the tail in wherever you want. But the most important thing, in my opinion, I think is what was suggested at the very beginning by Daniel is you gotta write hang in there. If it doesn't fit at the bottom, just find a spot to fit it in. And then, let's peep it. Let's peep the drawing. Yeah, the caption makes it. Hang in there. Because I like that he's actually looks like he's not emotionally hanging in there. But he is physically hanging in there. I'll do some coloring in. Now, I'm actually about to hop on a podcast with a special guest. You guys might know him. Vosh. Whatever Vosh's last name is. He is joining me and YOLO Swag Studios on our podcast, Cold Cuts. If you have never listened, you are missing out. It is very funny. YOLO Swag Studios is my business partner and buddy and boyfriend. Not really my boyfriend, but maybe one day. And we have a really funny podcast. It's called Cold Cuts, youtube.com/coldcutspod. If you want also bonus episodes of that, patreon.com/coldcuts. You can support the two of us. You get early access to Beetle comics, early access to YOLO Swag comics, all kinds of crazy shit in the mail, and access to our Discord server, which is really fun. We play Jackbox in there almost weekly, Gartic Phone, and it's generally just a really, really funny group of people. It's great. I love the community. What am I missing here? Let's see. Let's add a rim. If you did not get to catch the entire stream that I just did tonight, it's going to be on my VOD channel, my solo YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@BeetleMoses. You can follow me here. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me... Yeah, you can subscribe to the channel. If you're watching and you haven't followed me, please follow me so you can get a little notification the next time that I go live. I do this Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Wednesday will be the next stream. We're going to do it all over again. If you guys would like to recommend anything for me to draw, of course you can hit me in the DMs. I really am excited to see your drawings from tonight, so please feel free to tweet them out. I will retweet them. If you're too shy and you don't want to, share with the world, you can still send it to me, and I can give you feedback on it if you want. Let me think. What else? That's it. That's pretty much it. We'll be back here on Wednesday. I know that I keep saying I'm going to try to do some Friday streams. I just need to find out something that I'm going to do, because it probably won't be another class. I'll probably do something that's a bit longer for them, and I'll do it earlier in the day for our European listeners. I have so much fun doing these. I really can't wait to see some of your guys' drawings. And that's it. I love you guys. Thank you to everybody who subscribed on this episode. And I will see you on Wednesday. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.